Hi, Animal Soul Connection family. It's Allison. I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about how your animals are trying to get your attention. Whether they're living or in spirit, I notice and I feel that my animal family is trying to tell me things and get my attention in a little bit different way. So if we open our hearts and our minds and start to really pay attention to that, I think you'll learn so much from them. I wanted to share a little example of what happened a few days ago so that you can start to hopefully see what I am talking about here. So I have in my office a really large hutch. It's big and has several like three big shelves in it, and then like underneath it has doors on it. And I have a bunch of course, knickknacks on there. Everything animal books, animal trinkets and knickknacks, and just all kinds of cool stuff. A lot of my favorite little things. So the other day I walked in first thing in the morning and I found this little ceramic cat was on the floor, and we have hard surface floors. And the shelf that he fell from is probably about like this high, but he was not broken at all. So first of all, I thought, well, that's pretty cool. I take most things like that as some sort of a sign. I don't think it's just somehow random that this ceramic cat came from a height of about here down to a hard surface floor without breaking at all, and no explanation of how it got there. So first of all, I thought, well, that's pretty cool. And I started to think, well, I wonder who this is from. Who's trying to send me a message? Well, it turned out that when I went to put this little ceramic cat, oh, and by the way, this cat is older than I am, which is old, right? So this belonged to my Nana, my mom's mom, and I cherish and love this cat. It's been with me, I said, for as long as I can remember. And Ellie, Border Collie's chiming in here. I thought it might be fun to have some dogs here in the background. And this little kitty has been broken in the past and has been glued back together lovingly. But anyway, did not break this time, which I thought was really amazing. So as I went to put the kitty back on the shelf where he lives, I noticed this picture of my beloved Andy. So many of you know that Andy died suddenly on January 2nd of this year, and shattered my heart into pieces, certainly. So miss him terribly. This was 8 years ago. Andy and I attended a pet event where I had a booth, and he was my wingman as he was for most of the things that I did. And I just adore this picture of Andy with his little antlers, and he had so much fun that day. But when I went to put the cat back on the shelf, what occurred to me was this was a message from Andy. And I knew that I could feel it in my heart. It wasn't just something that was kind of up in my head. I felt it right here. Like, boom, this is Andy trying to send me a message, trying to tell me something. So I just stood there and looked at his picture, of course, with tears in my eyes because I was so grateful he was reaching out. And what came to me was this picture is pure fun, right? And delight. And what he was telling me was, remember the fun times. Remember all the joy that we shared. Remember all of the silly, fun, crazy things that we did. I've been in some pretty heavy grief with my loss of Andy, and it's been a little difficult to get to that place still. And tending to remember how he died and some things like that, and just really being in that dark kind of heavy grief. So this lightened up, and it reminded me to remember all those amazing times that we had together for 15 years. And I just love that he chose this way to send that to me. So I truly believe and know in my heart and soul that that was a message from Andy. And how he chose to send that was to somehow get that little ceramic cat onto the floor to get my attention. How this happens, we have no idea. I have dozens and dozens and dozens of amazing stories from spirit like this, from my mom and my dad, and certainly from Andy. What I wanted to do is just share that with you and help you start to think, I wonder how my animals that may be in spirit or the animals that I'm living with now, my family, how are they trying to get my attention in maybe some unique ways? I encourage you to really pay attention to that. One of our golden retrievers, Riley, he's always doing goofy antics, right? He's a golden retriever. So he's just a wonderful, silly, fun goofball. Now I could easily say, oh, he's just being fun and being a silly golden retriever by bringing me things, right? Retrieving all kinds of things. He carries stuff all the way upstairs into my office. And I know always makes me smile when he does that. I start to think, I wonder what he is trying to tell me. Is he just trying to get my attention? Or is he, does he have a little bit of a deeper message for me? I have to get a drink of water. So that starts to get me thinking and kind of pondering, I wonder what else he's trying to tell me. So with our big animal family here, most likely I've got a lot of stories that they're trying to tell me, and I think that you probably have that as well. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to discern those messages when our animals are in spirit. I think it's a little bit more clear, but I really encourage you to open your heart and your mind to this possibility. What that starts to do is develop your literal telepathic communication with your animals. Whether you believe that you have this ability or not, I assure you that you do. I hear from the students in the classes that I teach that they are, amazed and enlightened, and that it's life-changing, literally, for them to begin to learn animal communication. By just doing this simple process, I guess, of starting to become more aware of how your animals are trying to get your attention. And I don't mean just literally like bringing you the leash, right, when it's time for a walk, which is great because they're clearly communicating with you, but start to think a little bit more deeply. And I might say just a little bit more spiritually about this. There are so many benefits to communicating with your animal family. I can certainly help you with that if we have a session together. I can help to teach you that as well so that you can learn a little bit deeper how to actually do a few tools and techniques that will help you communicate with your animal family. Some of the benefits that animal communication will help you with is it truly does deepen your connection with your animal family. I think one of the big reasons for that is their immense gratitude to you for talking with them. They are finally being heard and understood, and that can only help to develop the relationship. So that is one of the big benefits. Also being able to truly understand what they are thinking and what they're feeling, rather than you trying to guess or just take a shot in the dark as to what is really going on with them. We can help to actually solve problems, whether they're emotional or behavior problems, sometimes even physical problems. When we get to the root of the problem by hearing the answers from the actual animal, then we can start to solve all of those problems. And thank you, Ellie. She's chiming in. So here she is. Hey, Ellie. One of the other great ways is to increase household harmony. We have 7 dogs here now, and I help clients with this quite a bit, actually. They will reach out to me and say, one dog is not getting along, they're picking fights, or doing this, or food aggressive, whatever it might be. When we speak with the various animals, could be dogs, cats, whatever, within the household individually, and start to figure out what is going on with these relationships, then we can work together to help them live a more harmonious life. And I've done this time and again, and it really is so cool how this works. Again, they're being heard and understood, and they quite often have their own solutions to these issues. And then we can get those solved, and so everybody's living a much happier, harmonious life. And then, of course, when we can speak with your animals who have passed on and are in spirit, it brings such comfort to you and to them as well. And it's absolutely amazing the many, many ways that they are supporting you still today when they have passed on into spirit. I hope this video has been helpful and enlightening, and Ellie sends her love, woof woof. I hope to do some more of these, and just would love to hear your feedback. So if you saw this on Facebook, go ahead and just maybe post if this was helpful for you or not, or maybe if you received this in an email, you can send me an email back and said, yes, this was helpful, this is what I learned, or these are some of the things that I'm finding with my own animal family. I would truly love to hear how that's going for you. So thank you so much for watching, and love to you all, and love to you from all of the crew here as well. Okay, see you again soon. Bye.